Hey, I'm Louis here at Innovation House with Midwich TV. We're here today because in the post we have had something new drop from Neat. Neat have supplied us with one of their Neat Board 50s so we can take a look and see what they're bringing to market in this form factor. Along with this, we're also going to be looking at Pulse, their management platform, to see how their products work together with that management style. So let's get it out of the box, let's get it set up, and let's see what this product has to offer. So here we are then. As you can see, we've mocked ourselves a little huddle space type environment, because typically this might be where you see a Neat Board 50 fall into. Obviously it falls into more environments, but this gives you a nice idea of a small space and gives us a place to talk about it. First thing I want to point out is how easy this is to set up. Behind the scenes, it was about 15 minutes to get everything you see in front of us all put together and up and running. From a power perspective, it was one power cable straight into a power socket, internet, done all over Wi-Fi. Really nice, easy and simple. The stand we've got on that you can see in front of us is the wheelie stand. So this is effectively like 3 pieces of acoustically treated board that's all fixed on the back. Also down the bottom, a couple of legs, they just screw in up to the bottom. They've got wheels on and those wheels are lockable as well. Really cool feature you would have seen as I sat down. The screen itself is actually mounted on some arms at the back that make it really easy. You can even do it with one finger just to move up and down. So again, for accessibility reasons or environmental reasons, it's nice and easy to move about. If we are going to push this between rooms, Neat have thought about that as well. There's some handles down here and there's some handles just at the top so you can easily grip the unit and you can wheel it back and forth. That's enough about putting it together though. Let's get our hands on and start talking about what features the Neat Board 50 has to offer. Prior to filming, I did get some time with the board so I could familiarize myself with the abundance of features that Neat have packed into this product. First, let's talk about the screen and the touch, because it was the first thing I did when it came out of the box. We have a 50-inch screen here, it's 4K, and it is also multi-touch. A nice feature also is the pen. The pens now are active pens, which means if we jump into a whiteboard, we can see that we get a more natural and higher fidelity of pen working with the interactive board. So if I quickly jump into grabbing a pen here, if I go really light, you'll see a nice thin line. The more pressure I put on, the thicker that line will get. Again, just making it feel a little bit more natural. Now, when I'm done with the pen, just underneath the screen here is a nice magnetic tray so we can hide our pens out of the way and we don't need to worry about them going missing. Let's talk about connectivity. Up in the top right-hand corner, Neat have provided us with different connection points. They're up here because they're nice and easy to see and they're nice and easy to get to, no matter what height the board is at. On the back, we have a LAN connection, just in case you don't want to use Wi-Fi when deploying the unit. We've got a HDMI in for content sharing, HDMI out, so these can be installed in a dual screen manner. Also, we have USB-C. Now, I want to show you USB-C, so I'm going to grab my laptop and grab the cable and show you what we get. Basically, this means we can deploy the Neat Board 50 into a bring your own meeting style room, which means when you plug the cable into your laptop, you can take over the camera, microphones and speakers and use them with a third-party application for video conferencing that the board might not natively be running. Also, as you'll see, when I plug the USB-C cable in, my screen from my laptop appears on the board. That way everyone in the room can see everyone on the far end, nice and big, and they don't need to huddle around my laptop. A key thing to point out as well, the USB-C connection has 90 watts of power, meaning I don't need to worry that my laptop is going to run out of battery mid-meeting because I'm using that charging point connection as my connection to the screen. Nice and easy, nice and simple, one cable, completely agnostic meeting room space. We've talked about the screen, we've talked about the connectivity, now let's look at the video conferencing aspect. Above the screen, we have a 50 megapixel camera. This has 4x zoom and also automatically tracks individuals using the screen. The camera itself is 113-degree field of view, so if you're going to be whiteboarding and on a video call, you won't just vanish as you get closer to the screen. We've got beamforming microphones as well as 82-watt speakers, so you get a nice amount of power out of the system for your meeting room environment. Currently, we have the board booted up in Neat's App Hub mode. Let's boot it up into Teams and we can take a look at these features as we're running through them. Here at Innovation House, we like to split up rooms into different ecosystems, giving end users an easy understanding of different flavors of video conferencing. Right now, we're in the Teams room. So as you can see, the Neat board has followed me in here and we've booted it up into the Microsoft Teams app. Now, before we look at the app, let's talk about this mount again. In here, we're in a meeting room and we might have people sat down at a table. This mount makes it really easy to get that camera to the right level for people in the room. Let's say I want to jump up and go on a whiteboard, raise it up a bit higher, everything's nice and easy to access. Inside the Teams app, you've got your Meet button, you've got your whiteboard, you've got Share, you've got Join with Meeting ID, and you've also got a More button where you can jump into settings. All those settings can be locked down via an admin login, so you don't have to worry about day-to-day end users upsetting this ecosystem and this meeting room when you're not in it. Over here, we have a slide-out menu. It's worth saying it's not active at the moment because we're not actually in a meeting. But this menu gives us access to the AI camera features that are up here. This means that we can frame in different ways. We've got the wide shot, which gives us the full view of the room. We've got the auto framing, which will detect faces and eliminate dead space. And then we've got this neat symmetry mode, where everyone's face will be framed in their own individual boxes, so we get that familiar layout that we know with video conferencing. You might be asking now though, how do we join the board into a meeting? Send it an invite, run into the room, and then you can see you've got a large join button here. One press and you will dive into your meeting. Now, if you're someone that wants to use your laptop, earlier we mentioned the USB-C, BYOM feature. Bring in your laptop, connect that USB-C, and then you can run any platform off of your laptop. Still fully functional in the Teams environment. So if you're running Teams native, don't worry, USB-C your laptop in, your laptop will take over. Nice and easy. Right, we've looked at Teams. Let's head on over to the Zoom room so we can see the Neat Board 50 in the Zoom environment. Behind the scenes, we've given our Neat Board 50 a complete factory reset. We've rebooted it and we've logged in using our Zoom room credentials. As you can see behind me, we've got that familiar Zoom room layout. We've got your meeting button, your join button, your whiteboard, and your share content button. Now, quite nice feature from Zoom. Down here, also you have some third-party applications that if you have a join ID, you can join a video call from those platforms. Yes, though, you still have access to that USB-C, one cable, bring your own device meeting setup if you so wish to do so. This is just a feature in Zoom that's quite handy. Now, if you've invited the board to a meeting, you can see over here, you get another big, large join button, so it's really easy to get in and out of your meetings. In the Teams section, we talked about the AI camera features, but the other side of video conferencing is audio, so let's talk a little bit about that. Neat use voice isolation technology in their devices to pinpoint the human voice within the room. That way, all of the ambient noise is eliminated, so you get a really crystal clear meeting room experience for the far end. We started the video in the background running Neat's App Hub. We've talked about Zoom, we've talked about Teams. It makes sense we dial back and I run you through what Neat's App Hub is. Now, this is a native mode from Neat running on the board. In this environment, you have access to loads of different applications that you know and love. And you've got peace of mind that they've all been fine-tuned to specifically work on the board. Now, a good thing to note, these apps cannot be installed on the fly by your day-to-day end user. They are all managed on an enterprise level up in the Pulse cloud management system, which is great because that gives me a good segue to move on and show you the Pulse system on here so we can talk about that and you can see what that looks like. Nowadays, it is not uncommon to see enterprises rolling out hardware across large estates. That could be multiple buildings, it could even mean multiple countries. Managing that kit can be quite difficult, and Neat have helped us out in that aspect. Behind us, we have Neat Pulse running. This is their cloud management platform, which means no matter where I am in the world, as long as I have an internet connection, I can manage an entire estate of Neat kit. Over here, we have devices, profiles, users, and settings, so we can make Neat Pulse work for us, and it can be easy to navigate. Down the middle, we have a list of all of our devices. Now you can see here, I've done a search for Chicago, narrowing down all of the devices we have in Chicago. But let's say that office is very, very big. To make it even easier to find kit, we have a filters menu. Let's say I could filter down a floor, or I could filter down specific devices themselves. Again, making it nice and easy for an engineer. If I jump in here, Neat have given us the ability to upload a photo. We can easily see the kit that we're going to be working with, and we can see the environment that kit has been installed. Over here, something I really want to point out, and this works for any Neat product that you buy. If it's linked to Pulse, you can report on the temperature, the humidity, the VOC levels, and the CO2 levels of the meeting room where that kit has been deployed, giving you a good insight into the environment for the end user. Now, let's jump into a device itself. When we jump into the device, as you can see, we can update different applications on the device. We can also go down and remotely edit all of the settings on the peripheral. Once we've edited some settings, it's also quite nice to be able to see them in a live environment. Up here, Neat have given us a remote control function, meaning an engineer can do all of the device settings and then see exactly what an end user will see live at site in that meeting room. Now, that's just a quick look into the Neat Pulse platform. I would highly advise you get yourself onto Neat Pulse and you take a deeper dive to see how it could work for you and your estate. That's a nice look into the Neat Board 50 and what Neat Pulse offers as a remote management platform. As always here on Midwich TV, if you want to look at more information, head on down to that description box below where we've got some handy links. If you want to talk to one of the specialists, ucc@midwich.com will get you right through to the right people. Come on down to Innovation House, book yourself a tour with your account manager and get hands-on with the kit we've got down here to demo. Don't forget though, like, comment, subscribe and hit that bell notification icon so you can stay up to date with all of the latest content here on Midwich TV. I'm Louis, cheers for joining me and I'll catch you in the next video.